Welcome to our 10th episode of Divine Cuppa. We're here again to go through the slides, share some information and share some joy with you all, hopefully. So a quick hi there from my lovely ladies. Go to Vanessa first.
Hi, greetings. Yeah, it's Vanessa coming in, lifestyle coach for women, helping you to help yourself. And in doing so, you are going to increase your confidence. It's actually episode number 11, Layla. We are striding through our conversations. So yeah, 11 weeks.
Wow, 11 weeks already. Do you know why I had 10 on my mind? Because I saw the other one pop up, number 10.
Yeah.
Thank you for the correction. Over to you, Susie.
The less we say about number 10, the better, Layla. Anyway, hello. Yeah. Hi, everybody. Welcome to these Sunday vibes that we do. My name's Susie. I'm an emotional wellbeing coach, passionate about people and emotions, as always.
Thank you. And beautiful Denise.
Hi, I'm Denise Mustard, the emotional fitness coach, and I help people let go of their negative emotions and step into their power.
Brilliant. Well, great to be here, ladies. So I'm going to hand it back over to the maestro to keep us on track.
Let's keep us on track, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, do you know what? First of all, I don't have the time in front of me. Okay, so we're starting lovely. So yeah, we're just continuing the conversation. If you've been following us for the last 11 weeks or 10 weeks rather, you'll know that we've been going through the slides from the first workshop that we did, which was called Healing the Chaos and Confusion. And we've now moved into the section of the workshop where we really started to talk about the soul journey. So we're carrying on that conversation. Last week was about emotions and about the soul blueprint. And this week, we're now talking about the soul energy, which is fantastic. And if you see me being slightly distracted, or even if I turn my camera off, it's because I have been working with the angels more closely for the last, I don't know, about 3 weeks or so. And I just got a divine calling that the archangels wanted to make an appearance and give us a message today. So I've got my cards out, and I've literally not had these cards out for years. So I'm just charging them up, and I'm going to have to sort of like reconnect with them. So if my screen goes off, it's because I'm doing my prayers with the cards, but I'll come back in with a message. So over to you, Denise.
Yes, your divine soul energy. So this is, in essence, everyone has, I guess, a version, like a percentage of each one of these, right? But you will have a primary one, and some people may have a primary and secondary. And yeah, so each, like during the workshop, I did touch on each one. I don't know if you want me to mention a few, just to, I guess we could start off with the first one, and I can read out a few things and then see what if those resonate with you. We do that. So I have to read it. I don't know off by heart. So divine compassion is community, nurture, and nature. So those that are souls are centered in this energy are highly compassionate, tolerant, and unconditional. They are very concerned with family, social, and planetary causes, the tribal energy through which they are all one at the physical level. This energy center is grounded in doing and helping in the most basic level, tending to our basic human needs, raising and teaching children, social work, nursing, hospice, care, growing food, gardening, and environmental issues. So community is very important to them. I feel like, Layla, this might be you. Does that resonate with you?
I'll take that. I remember when you went through them for the first time, and there were sort of elements of all of them where you think, oh, you know, that kind of rings through. So there does seem to be bits where they all overlap. But yeah, if you say that's me, I won't object.
I mean, I'm not saying it's you, but I'm just saying it's resonant. I can check later if it is you. But I know that like one of my clients, she was this was her primary one. And it was very much environmental issues were the thing that she was wanting to do. But the negative of this is being in isolation. So like being without a sense of community, and losing their sense of self. So even sometimes if they're in a community, i.e. some sort of corporate world, and they lose their sense of self, just because they're in a community doesn't mean that they're able to express themselves. So when they're not able to express themselves in that way, that is their negative polarity, right? So it's then choosing a community that supports their soul blueprint. And that's when you know you're going in the right direction.
Right type of people to sort of nurture that individuality and uniqueness, but still be part of a group. I think that's
and I think having worked with her, and she was in a corporate job for a long time, and having like done some work with my husband who's also in corporate, I can see how corporate now is not going to fit the because you're trying to fit a mold, right, of just like a not good way of being. And I've worked in corporate like wellness for 10 maybe 15 years. I worked in Canary Wharf. I worked in HSBC Tower. And Canary Wharf itself, so it was a good 10 years. As much as they are saying that they want the best out of people, blah blah blah, the whole ethos is, it's very bullying in some positions, and different, like in banking and finance, especially, like it's a dog eat dog. The whole rat race element. It isn't about individuality. It isn't about let go, and it's all about forcing, pushing, and so people burn out quite easily, and they're not in alignment to their own truth. I can't imagine how anyone could be doing a corporate job and actually be in alignment.
I don't know. I think there are some that manage to, or bring an energy into the environment where they're in, to kind of transform it and transmute it, to kind of transition it. I do see that there are.
I would say that they're the minority though, right?
Possibly, I don't have numbers. I just get a feeling there are some people out there doing the good work. So.
I guess in our reality, though, any of our listeners, we all have these gifts. We have the compassion and love, communication, truth and power, but it's whether we choose to do it, and either when we enhance on it. Because am I right in thinking that, was it you when you did it, Denise? Was it that everybody has one or two which is amplified more, but you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Your primary, my primary is divine power.
Yeah.
But I've done ones on people who they've got two, and it is divine order and divine wisdom. So they like structure, and like they're very good at organizing, but they're also like, when they just like certain situations that are disorganized, and they will like there's like a negative polarity that I can't even remember, but yeah. So sometimes they can kind of clash in a way. So so they have to make choices.
Yeah, did you know yours was power, or how did you come to know that your strength?
Well, my friend connected to the Akashic Records and said, "Oh, yours is power," and I was like, "Well, that makes a lot of sense." So recently, like since I've kind of found out, I've really focused, because for divine power, choice, freedom is really important. And I guess I wasn't really focusing on that, but I was focusing on helping people step into their power. So like at the beginning, when I transitioned and started working on my own business, I changed the name of like the type of coaching I did, and purpose and power. I called myself Purpose and Power Coach, and yeah, so because I was helping a lot of people before that anyway, step into their power, but to really kind of, for me, I've kind of redefined what power is in my mind over the last 12 months, because power can be seen as lots of different aspects, because you obviously got the divine power that you're accessing, and you're accessing more light within your soul, within your being. So that's power. Understanding yourself, that's power. Letting go of negative emotions, gaining mental clarity, that's power. So there's different versions of it, but to actually, like, you know what, I can read a bit of the divine power just to actually reiterate to myself as well what divine power actually is.
While you're looking that up, I just think that all the qualities, you know, that are listed there, they are such empowering and beautiful qualities, you know, for us each to have elements of all of those and to bring that together. That is the beauty of the journey, isn't it?
I think if you have got listeners that are quite intuitive and quite in with themselves, they may know what their strength is in there. You know, like, is it compassion? Is it love? Because we are all love, whether we choose to see it or not. It's only the hurt and pain that we go through that makes us think, I'm not love, you know, but you are, and that is the truth. But there's a learning in it all. So I'm
but
quite
divine love, though, I know that everyone is love, but not everyone I think, because from my son, when and I know one of my friends, she's divine love. The way that they are just like so non-judgmental. They really, like, if you say anything, they'll just listen, and that is their strength, right? So then they have to go to that. So people being in their presence will create a healing energy just because that's who they are, right? Mm-hmm. And for them, because they do it naturally, it's like, well, what is my power? And they dismiss and a lot of people will dismiss what they're actually good at, and they'll try and find something that, you know, they're searching for something that's maybe not even there, right? And when you haven't asserted, that's what it's making like difficult.
That's really true when you talk about love, because a lot of people think they've got to do or be something to do that love. So when you see somebody who's got that compassion and that love for people, you can see it because it's in their presence, isn't it? Like you said, it's
easy
so clear
for them.
Yes,
it's so easy for them. Yeah.
And whereas love can be quite, like you said, because if you're looking at it from a different version of love, that I've got to do something, you'll always have that edge. It's not actually genuinely coming from you as the divine love. It's coming through as that you feel that you've got to do something for that love.
Yeah, exactly. So I just found the divine power. So this is free will and choice. This energy center is about doing and being whatever you want without limitation. So I guess that explains why I do so many things, because I want to do so many things. I remember my sister, when we were working together, she kept saying, why do you want to do so many things? Just focus on one thing today, focus on one. But now I understand why I can't focus on one thing, because I want to do everything. So that was good to hear that I'm actually, what I'm doing by accessing all these things and doing lots of things is actually who I am, right?
And is that the only way people can get and know what their true gift is, by the Akashic records, is it? Or can they do it some other route, or do they know?
No, I think, you could do it through astrology. There's lots of different methods. It's like,
you can probably muscle test it for yourself, you know, do kinesiology or dowsing, or everyone has their techniques that work for them.
You've got to kind of know.
I forget about muscle testing, because we forget about that one, which is really quite.
And even from the descriptions, I guess, you know, like sometimes you get a tingling, oh, that rings true for me. That's, you know, but like you say, it's
Do you know which one you are then, Layla, or which gifts you have, or which are your strongest, or?
Oh, do you know what? I haven't identified one. Like when I said initially, when Denise went through them, there were elements of sort of a few of them where I was like, where certain things would ring true, but I don't know. I haven't quite sort of found one.
I'll do it on you guys in the next few weeks, I guess, and then we can talk about it. I just need your date of birth, what your name was at birth, what your name is now, like what people are calling you, and then what where you were born. But one of the things that has come up is that like I can manifest really quickly and powerfully. And that's something I'm working on, like learning how to do that a lot more. So when I, a couple of weeks ago, about a month ago, I just was like manifested somebody to come to me to start my program. And this lady, I literally spoke to her Monday. I literally manifest her. She found me online, even though my website, like Susie could barely search it and find it. And she was looking for it. And this woman, she was like, just put in like Sisters of Light, or she wasn't even looking for a course. This is how mad. And then she was just like, literally was like, and then found it. And she was like, oh, this sounds good. Sent me an email. And then I emailed her and we met up and she's going to do my program. Like, and I just was like, how did you find me? I was like, I must have manifested you. You're my manifestation. That's what I was saying to her. And it's mad, but I'm really trying to tune into that ability to manifest. But I feel like I haven't tried to manifest money, things like that, because I know that I need to manifest other things first. Like this whole process, like the last like 6 months, it's been like, okay, I need to finish like my program. I need to do this. We need to set up that. So it's been manifesting like the basic structures of a business to have a system in place. Otherwise, you know, what happens? You just end up running around like a blue arse fly. And so then to be able to speak and, you know, build from that. And it feels like every time you try it, you take a step forward within that and create. And like we all are creators, right? So we have to give ourselves that space to create. But what are we creating? You know, in what way? Is it through our voice? Is it through our love? Is it through just our order? Like, you know, what is it?
And just to come back to the list, I think part of me not identifying with one is not I have an aversion to, but I have a bit of resistance to attaching labels to myself. In that I'm trying to free myself from labels as much as possible, because then you sort of leave everything open. I think, you know, so I think that may be why I haven't really identified or committed myself to one.
Yeah, I mean, for me,
I like that, Layla, and I agree with that, because when I work with a lot of people, they'll stick so many labels on themselves, and I try and just say it's either good or bad. Don't keep sticking all these labels on, because you're the one that sits with yourself, and you're the one who'll be tarnishing yourself with all these.
Now, I understand the label concept, but I feel like when in order to be who you are and create abundance for yourself, you kind of really need to understand yourself.
Yeah, I think it's valuable
level. Yeah,
your strengths and what you know, how you work, and how, you know, what triggers you, what's going to work in your best way. Definitely, I don't see it as a bad thing.
No, there ain't a bad thing. It is what it is. It's just an experience, isn't it? At the end of the day, whatever it comes up, and it's right for you. It's not, you know.
Yeah.
It is what
so
it
I
is.
just want to jump in. It's all about alignment as well. You know, it's about being so connected with where you are on the emotional scale and your thoughts, and recognizing that your thoughts do become things. So the law of attraction is very real. And sometimes when, you know, looking at the slide here, it says, what are you manifesting right now? Sometimes if you find that you are feeling stuck in a situation, it's because you are constantly thinking of that. So when you're thinking something, you're getting that back. So it might be a positive or it might be a negative. So let's just move the conversation on now and look at this reflection task that was put up at the end of Denise's slide. And I'm interested in the aspect of living your purpose, particularly because in our collective, we're talking about helping women to create your own world, which then goes back to what I've just said in terms of the law of attraction. So living in your purpose is really important. Have we got any examples that we're wanting to share around living in your purpose, please?
What sort of examples? Like our own examples, I guess. I mean, for me, my purpose is to lead with the light, right? So, and just help create change. That really is something that I guess I focus on all the time. but it was to make impact before. It was like, how do I help humanity? Now I'm like, oh, I know how I'm going to help humanity. This is like my role. Sorry, Layla, were you going to say something? Go for it.
Layla?
Oh, no, go ahead. I was going to wait. I was like, for me, I think for me, it sort of presents more as a feeling. I sort of try and follow with what excites me. You know, when I'm feeling that excitement towards something or inspiration, that's where I sort of focus my attention, because I know there's something in there for me. And that's kind of where I've been trying to focus or guide my way of being and way of living the last few months. And it works for me, because if I'm there doing something, it means I enjoy being there and I want to be there, not because I feel I have to be or out of a sense of duty. And
well, that's the same as me. I hate that. Like if I have to do something, I will like drag my heels. Like I cannot do, like buying somebody like birthday presents because it's their birthday means like I have to do something. But buying something because I want to, and I found something like that more resonates with me than anything else. And do you know what I mean? Like that sense of, oh, I have to do this and I have to do that. It's just like, I hate that as well. So what you're saying, like.
Susie?
Yeah, well, yeah, Vanessa, I love this slide because it says reflection. So how many people feel comfortable about reflecting on their lives? Sometimes we run away from our own truth by knowing what we see, by doing tasks like this. So I love it. So am I manifesting what I want right now? Yes, because I'm at a stage where I can focus on me and what I truly want. And that's what I believe life is all about. Am I living my purpose? I believe I'm on that way of wanting to provide a service that helps, that supports others to believe and trust in themselves, because I think that's what I too have struggled with all my life. So for instance, say 5 years ago when I first started doing stuff like this, you could see there was a need in me to want to help others, but it was very needy. So I was attracting people to my business, but actually I could tell that it wasn't working because I felt that they weren't achieving what I wanted them to. So, you know, when you think about your purpose and what gifts you're giving, like mine for me is definitely listening and empathy and compassion. Yet I dismissed it for so long, thinking that's nothing, because I do it on a daily basis with a conversation. But sometimes when you're living your purpose, you know when it's your true purpose, because you have no expectation. You know that you're delivering a service that is true to you and it's going to benefit everybody, not just. Whereas before, I could tell that I felt quite disheartened when people spoke, and I felt that I hadn't uplifted them. But that was my own stuff going off. So I think it's really good what it does when you reflect. And what has last year taught me, making fantastic communication and connection and collaborating with people like you guys over the internet, because that has been the huge difference last year. I mean, if you think, I don't know any of you guys. I was introduced to each of you, and we're all here collaborating and wanted to show others the way of providing a service that we can all benefit from.
Wow, those words are just so beautiful, Susie. Thank you. So for myself, in terms of the manifestation, I think that's a bit of a difficult question to answer, really, because I feel that even though I'm in line with what I'm doing, I do feel that even yesterday I did a little exercise with myself, and I just did some reflection actually on all the different seeds and seedlings of ideas that I've started. And I realized that one of the things that I started, which was making a significant impact to the women that I was working with, and also to my life and Zenta's life, which was the Mummy and Me Health Club, I haven't been actively doing that. And that was mainly around the times that we're living in. But there was because I did like a SWOT analysis on everything, and I thought, wow, in terms of how I actually feel and where my emotions were and how I felt when I was doing the work, it didn't feel like work. It was just such a beautiful experience. So in terms of that manifestation, I think, yes, we can be aware of what we're manifesting. And if we feel like we're not in line with who we really are, we really need to kind of look at that as well. So living my purpose, yes, doing my coaching, being connected with women, the groups are growing, which is fantastic. We've turned on the chat function for the Vibrate Higher collective, which has been beautiful. There's some beautiful conversations coming through there. You know, I feel that I'm living my purpose. I think that, you know, on the other slides, I hear what Layla's saying, that we do have elements of all of those gifts within us. But I've always known that communication is something that I have definitely felt very aligned to. So the writing, using my voice, just even like little things that I do to communicate with myself, you know, my journaling and whatever. So that's where I would say about purpose and gifts. And the last year has taught me that even in these circumstances, so I definitely resonate with what Susie's saying, that we have been living in a different type of way, but I have probably felt more connected to so many different types of women and men over the last year. It has been truly amazing and truly a blessing. So I think the last year has taught me that my imagination, and all of us, we can use our imagination and we can create, even when it seems as though the circumstances are almost putting blocks in between what we would normally create. So that's what the last year's taught me, to keep using my imagination and connecting. So I don't know where we've got to. I think we've got to the end. Has everybody shared on that part? All right. So this was interesting when I was reconnecting with my cards, because this was one of my gifts. And Susie touched on this in her part about when you're doing something, but maybe you're not too sure. So I did have a natural gift with working with angel cards when I first got them, and it was just a hobby. I was very shy. I'd only do angel readings to my very close friends. And then I just stopped, and I was like, I don't know why I've stopped, to just have. But as I said, I've been part of this community. It's called Lightworkers United on Telegram. And then I've been listening to a lot more podcasts and things about reconnecting with your angels. So is it any surprise that I did get that little nudge when I was getting ready? Like, you know, those cards that are underneath the bed and they've been there for years, can they come out? And look which one popped out when I was just doing the shuffle. You might not be able to see that. Okay, so this is Clear Your Space. Now, I know that I've only just put up Divine Cuppa number 10. That went up last night, but that was based on the conversation that Denise and Susie and I were having last week, because this one says, Archangel Joseph, get rid of clutter, clear the energy around you and use Feng Shui. So we said in that conversation that we were going to have a topic, like really look at Feng Shui, because Denise was talking about the Akashic records and doing that on the house. So I think we should really, I think that's our little tip, to focus on Feng Shui and the Akashic records for the house. So just wanted to share that with you. But as I said, if this is week 11 and thinking about week 12, which is coming up thick and fast, I did have, and again, this was a download that came. Oh, who's this? Oh, I think that was for me. I will share that in a minute. I will say that there's certain things that I wanted to include into our Divine Cuppa as we move forward. And one of them came on the chat that we had on Sunday night. Layla was on that chat, and it will be a new feature called Fact or Fiction. And this is really giving us an opportunity to look at events that are happening in the world, and also really take stock on how those events are making us feel, but also question the information. So, oh, hi, Layla.
Can I just make a correction? Because I believe it was supposed to be fact or fear.
Oh, that was it. That's it. Thank you, my darling. When I said it, I thought that doesn't sound quite right, but thank you, darling. Yes. So for our regular viewers and those of you who are in the Telegram group, As you know, in our Telegram group, we don't share any kind of real information that's coming from these other Telegram groups, because our collective thought is you can get that information in another Telegram group. We're looking at how we can keep your vibration nice and high, which is all about working with different things and keeping your emotions aligned. So there will be things that we do want to bring in, but we want you to really look at them, as Layla said. Is it a factual thing, or is it something that's supposed to put you in that state of fear? So that would be one thing. And if the angels want to come back, and if it's okay with my divine sisters, I would like to do a card reading as well on this session, just because we are called the Divine Cuppa. So
What, for each of us?
Well, maybe not for each of us. I was just going to pull one card out for them.
Oh no, I thought you'd pull one out for Layla, one out for me, one out for Susie.
I'd have to tune in maybe before the session, so we'll have to work that out. I think that will evolve as we work this thing out.
No, you can totally do it. Don't like let yourself hold yourself back. Don't let your ego get in the way. Just pull it out and be like, okay, tune in. Do it. Come on, do one for Layla first of all.
Oh, you want me to do it right now?
Yeah,
oh,
I'll put you on the spot.
I'm not even in practice.
That's okay.
Go on then, Layla. Let me see. So how am I going to do this? I've got to pick up on your question through the airwaves like this.
I mean, that's how I do my group coaching, is I tune into each person like one by one.
Oh, I'm not ready for that. Not on this live. Not on this live. What I wanted to do is just do a card for the group. And I think it's come already. 2 have come out. They've just popped out. And what it is the ones that just pop out at you, they're the ones that you're really supposed to pay attention to. But I'm just going to take this one. You see, again, I've taken that off the top and I don't think that that's us. So let me share. Okay.
What's the one that came flying out?
The one that came flying out, which I do think it was about me, and maybe because I shared it, it said life review. And it was Archangel Jeremiel. Take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced.
Can you find Michael? Because he keeps popping up and I feel like there's a message there.
Oh. You just want me to go into the deck and find him, or get the...
Yeah, go into the deck and find him or whatever. But it came up at the beginning and it was just like Michael in my head. So just do it.
I'm going to go into the book and I'm going to show you what he represents according to this deck, if I can find them. I might have to look on that one. I don't know where he is, so it's not really flashing up at me, but I can look into that afterwards for you.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, that was Haniel.
Not in alphabetical order.
I've energized them, haven't I? And I've shuffled them up.
No, I meant in the book.
Oh no, it's these are oracle cards. So the oracles are covering different things. So all is well, angel therapy, beloved one, breathe, brilliant idea, and so on. So maybe I'll have a look on how we could do it in this session. Okay. But yeah, so for the viewer, I hope that you like that. That was just a little thing that I wanted to bring in. And we'll see how it goes. And maybe as we evolve, the viewers might want to be a bit more interactive with the cards. And hopefully I'll be more confident. All right then. So do we have any other thoughts on what we've been covering today? It's been really about those gifts and living with purpose.
Yeah, I mean, I think the purpose thing is something that everyone is now. I'm seeing all these people that I used to work with, they're all now purpose and power and all this sort of stuff. So what I was saying like a year and a half ago, they're now saying it, more in the last 6 months, because that is what is important at the moment, right? It's if you're not living, you're all here for something, right? So as everyone starts to wake up, it's like, well, what am I actually supposed to be doing here? What is my role? So yeah, it feels like that's where everyone is heading to.
Brilliant. I'll just say that I just did a quick thing and I got Archangel Metatron, call upon me to clear and open your chakras using sacred geometric shapes. So I think we should all be aware of our chakras and how important it is. You know, if we're talking about our emotions, then the chakra alignment is very important as well there. So I thought that was a lovely card to pull. Susie, any final thoughts on today?
I think number one, I know Denise like just threw it out there for you because you have got confidence, Vanessa. It's amazing that you have that. That's what you're doing. And I like that because at the end of the day, you've just been made to push and grow out of what you believe you can't do in the moment. And you've done it. Do you know what I mean? And that's how we grow. That's how we evolve. I think for me, yeah, I think at the end of the day, I think a lot of questions have been risen today about our lives. And I think we just can't be afraid to reflect on our own truth and not be afraid of it. There's so many openings now and so many opportunities for people to have those questions and ask those questions and not be afraid. That's the only way you're going to know what you're doing here. I believe it's to create a service. I always do. I think it's the best way to be on living is to serve others.
Brilliant. Layla.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate what's been said. Firstly, Vanessa, for demonstrating trying something new. You know, you put yourself out there, you did it, and it is bringing sort of quality to things. So, and also, again, what Susie touched on is stepping out of your comfort zone. You know, that is where the new experiences are going to come in. That's where the expansion occurs, just by trying it. And I think I completely agree with Susie, what she said about this is very much a time where things are going to come up and there is a need for self-reflection and sitting with what's coming there in order to transmute it and to come at it in a different perspective, but also to bring that playfulness to things. If you have that inquisitiveness and playfulness and bring that lightness of energy, take away the seriousness of it, then it becomes an exploration and there's enjoyment in the process. So it doesn't have to be so heavy, but, you know, remember to try and enjoy it as much as you can.
Wow, that was powerful. Thank you. Thank you. So do you know what? As always, we've covered so many topics. Okay, so for those of you who've been following our series, we are so happy and grateful that you've been tuning in, and hopefully we've added value to your journey. Just to let you know that the workshop, which is called Entrapment and Enslavement, will be recorded on Tuesday. We are so excited about that. And if you can't make the live, but you're interested in that topic, then what I'm going to do is place the link for the session underneath this video. And because it's recorded, it means that you can watch it at any time. How fantastic is that? And the private members area will be where you can actually share your thoughts and get information on how you can put practical solutions into your life based on that session. So it's something, as Layla and Susie used the word expansion. I love that word. We are expanding as a collective. We're bringing in new things. We're wanting to connect with you, and we're so happy and grateful that you are with us. So you take care, and we will speak to you very soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.